You don't just make it to the bigs, okay, without tremendous, tremendous effort. Not everyone makes it to the bigs. He made great sacrifice in making the crossing. We know, we've heard the story, right? How this young man very bravely dove into those waters to save his mother's life.
That smile opened the door to him. A beacon of light.
Deep and devastating emotion for so many. What a day it was at the funeral mass held today at St. Brendan Catholic Church in Southwest Miami-Dade.
It was a private ceremony packed with Jose Fernandez's family, friends, and teammates. Local 10 News reporter Todd Tonkin is live at the church to show us what happened. Todd.
Janine, Calvin, it was a ceremony filled with raw emotion. It was a packed house, standing room only, not a dry eye in that house, as the 2.5-hour service was really emotional for not only the family, but also for South Florida fans. It was an emotion-filled spiritual send-off for Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez. His funeral somber and tear-stained, but yet when reflecting on his life, it became uplifting.
He's made many crossings in his life. He has attained quite a bit of glory.
Outside St. Brendan Catholic Church before the funeral, busloads of mourners arrived, including the entire Marlins team, coaches and front office. Even past players came to say goodbye. And then number 16 arrived. Jose was carried in by pallbearers wearing his jersey, clenching their fists in honor of their fallen brother. Once inside, celebrants and guest speakers told sweet stories about Jose.
He worked so hard to experience the American dream and ended up being its very embodiment. Soy libre como usted. He screamed from the phone, free like you. I said, no, you're different. You had to fight and risk your life to get here.
Even superstar singer Mark Anthony was moved by the service, but perhaps the most touching moment came as Ave Maria was sung. Jose's mother Maritza, clutching the cross from her son's casket, and his abuela stood before his picture weeping, abuela giving him a final kiss goodbye. Jose's girlfriend, who was carrying their unborn daughter Penelope, appeared to break down several times, realizing their daughter will never meet their father. And once the service was over, Abuela and his mother right here kissed the casket for a final time. The hearse drove off. We believe that they took Jose's body back to the funeral home. Presumably they want to keep the burial site very private for the family only. In Southwest Miami-Dade, Todd Tonkin, Local 10 News.
Todd, thank you. And that entire Marlins team arrived for today's service with heavy hearts. They next head to Washington to face the Nationals tomorrow. Local 10 sports reporter Clay Ferrero continues our team coverage.
Hey Janine, it's hard to imagine any team going through what the Marlins have gone through since Sunday morning. Not only saying goodbye to a teammate with a tragic loss, but then having to turn around and play games on Monday, Tuesday, and again on Wednesday night before coming here to St. Brendan today to say one final goodbye.
The Marlins arrived at St. Brendan together, unified as they have been since the tragic death of Jose Fernandez early Sunday morning. They were joined by the game's commissioner, Rob Manfred, and former stars, including Marlins legends Juan Pierre and Alex Fernandez.
And just heart goes out to his mom. That's what breaks your heart when you see his mom and grandma. But just to pay respects and be here for support for the rest of the team and organization.
Being who I am and what I did, I idolized him. That's how much respect I had for him.
Once inside the church, Fernandez was honored with readings by Marlins teammate Martin Prado and manager Don Mattingly, and emotional speeches by team owner Jeffrey Loria.
The story was representative of and inspiring to millions across the world.
And agent Scott Boras.
Every time he greeted you, that smile hit you. It was the window of his soul.
For all of Jose's enormous baseball exploits, most...
Even the priest adding baseball flair to the ceremony, saying Jose was too good for this league and has moved on to a higher one, but that he's still doing some work for the Marlins.
This guy is working in heaven. If you don't believe me, have a conversation with D. Gordon here, you know. Skinny little guy like that's not supposed to hit the ball that far as he hit it on Monday night.
Gordon to right, it's deep, and it's gone!
And just a remarkable story that we heard today about that D. Gordon home run. Jose Fernandez, just a little while ago, told D. Gordon, "I love you, brother. One day I'm going to prove it to you." Could very well be said that he proved it to him on Monday night. For now, live at St. Brendan, I'm Clay Ferrero, Local 10 News.